guys, this is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about personal development, and today I want to talk to you about resentment and anger and all of the things that you're carrying with you that are keeping you from living a fulfilled life. See, I'm not here to tell you just let go of anger, let go of resentment, and then you're going to be this peaceful monk kind of person who lives in this peaceful state and life will be boring. This is actually what we always think. This is what I personally was so scared of happening when I thought of this. But now I know removing blocks from your life really helps you to see the world clearer, and you're going to have a better life afterwards. You're going to have more success, more friends, a joyful life. It's not going to get more boring. It actually gets more exciting with every step you take. And one of the things I learned recently when it comes to really getting this huge shifts into expanded consciousness is to raise your alpha waves, right? The alpha waves in our brain. And one of the things you can really do in order to get this mechanism going is to really start forgiving others, forgiving yourself, really letting go of resentment and anger. So how does that really work? Let me explain it this way. So if you have a person in your life that has been there forever, let's say you have no contact with them, and from time to time you have like those flashbacks. You have those flashbacks, oh, what an idiot, that was such a bad person, or that person hurt me so bad. You get mad at all kinds of reasons. You get mad for the fact that they hurt you, you got mad for the fact that you let them hurt you, that you let them annoy you, whatever it is, this thing you're still carrying with yourself. It's not like the other person is feeling it, you are feeling it at this moment, but how we're supposed to do that, and more specifically, how is that really going to change my reality? How is me letting go of my anger, me letting go of my resentment, going to better my life? How is that supposed to be? We resent people, or we are angry towards those people because there's a part of us that wants to protect us, that wants to tell us, listen, you got into that kind of relationship and you got hurt, you got used, you got betrayed, whatever it is. So in order for this not to happen again, I cannot make you forget about that person. I cannot forgive that person, because if you forgive that person, then you're just as gullible as you were before. You're gonna be friends with that person again, and then they're gonna hurt you. But here's the difference. What's going to happen is you have to imagine that person in a new light. You have to understand that this person hurt you because you connected with them in a very specific way. So you can really forgive that person. You can't really stop resenting that person. But at the same time, realize that you don't ever have to have this relationship with that person again. Never in the same way. And you create boundaries around yourself that will never make you get back into this position. So think about it. If you're still resentful, then there's a part of you that still keeps that door open. That still feels like, well, if I look in that direction, then this might happen. And so since I don't want this to happen, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make that person the bad guy in my story. So even if I look this way, there's something that reminds me, don't go there. And this is actually a good reflex, and I think you can do in the beginning to kind of keep yourself from going places that you haven't figured out yet. But if you're at a point where you've been carrying this with you for a while, then it's time to really move on. Like, I have people in my life who've been resentful for decades, and like, I cannot understand it. Like, yeah, my life sucks because 20 years ago I was betrayed and my money was taken from me, that kind of stuff. But you can also have situations that happened this year, that happened 2 months ago, that happened a month ago, a week ago, and you can still let them go. And you definitely can let them go if they happened 20 years ago. You have to start seeing that person in another light. You have to see that person as somebody who has no part in your life, ever. There's no chance you could ever get interested in that person, because that person can't give you something. And in order for that person to become that version of themselves in your head, because it's always in your head, right? We always know it's about us, how we perceive things. So the way people treat you doesn't really have anything to do with you. It's how those people really perceive you. And it's on you to decide, well, I'm not going to accept you seeing me this way, so I'm just not going to have you in my life. We've talked about it so many times that there's so many people who, for example, see you as stupid, who see you as ineloquent, who see you as this huge rock star, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be negative. But if it's in a way that is not helping you grow, or you becoming the person you want to be, and you being in a peaceful state of mind, those people don't need to be in your life. So if you want to forgive that person, if you want to move on and really become another version of yourself that's even better, you have to start seeing that person in a different light and forgive them from that light. You can love people from a distance. So there are people in my life life who I had closer relationships with that I don't ever want to have close relationships with anymore because I don't like the way I feel around them. It doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't make us bad people. It's just I'm not where they're at. I can't connect with them, and specifically not in a way I used to connect with them. Because every time I do that, I get back to the person I used to be, because this is the way we connected, or we have to completely transform that relationship. In most cases, if those are people who you actually resent or you're angry with, you don't have an active relationship with them anymore. But in your head, you're reliving your past and you realize, oh, okay, I was that person, and you become that version who could get hurt by that person, who was in this situation where you wanted something from that other person, appreciation, respect, and that person wasn't giving it to you, and you constantly just were asking for it, or you wanted something that you couldn't get, right? So it's on us to realize, well, okay, I don't like the way I felt in this, so I have to start seeing that person in a different light. You like, for example, your next door neighbor who you say hi to every other day, and then you're like your best friend. You both like them, you have positive feelings towards both, but the other one you love from a distance, or you like from a distance, and your best friend is here in your life. They know more about you, you have a different connection with them, and so on. So I can think of my next door neighbor and have a positive feeling towards them and feel like, well, I want the best for them. I want life to be great for them. I hope they don't suffer. I hope they have a great family, and I hope life just treats them well, right? But that person will never be able to really hurt me because I don't have those emotions attached to them that I have when it comes to my best friend. You know what I'm getting at? So the moment you start like really having that kind of distance to the people that resented you because just their way of life has nothing to do with you. It can be, as I said, somebody who lives close to you. It can be somebody that you shared so much with, but you're not that person anymore. And the moment you start seeing that person from a distance, you know what else becomes distant? The person you used to be, who used to be able to connect to that person on this like great level. Let's say like you can connect now with your best friend. That's the kind of relationship you used to have with that person. And now, since starting to see him as like your neighbor, you still can like him, love him, respect him, want the best for them, but you're just somebody else. And that is what really makes you grow. That is what catapults you from the person you used to be to the person you are now. So actually forgiving other people is one of the best ways for personal growth, for you to becoming a new version. And once you make those transitions, it's not just about that other person. It's like everybody else who could have hurt you in that way, that won't happen anymore because they could have hurt the person you used to be, who was in a position who could get close with that person, who now just has a relationship with you in your mind that is just as much valuable as your relationship with your neighbor. Interesting stuff, huh? And so like you just like sitting down and writing to yourself, well, who am I actually resentful towards? Who am I actually angry about all the time? Why does that person make me angry? And who do I have to become in order not to be angry about that person? Who do I have to be in order to understand that that person is just as distant to me as somebody that I have no emotional connection with? Let me know if you liked the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want me to help you with more of this, check out the link in the description, because I do give one-on-one coaching and I help my clients to get over stuff in their life and achieve the life of their dreams. So go check it out. I wish you a great day, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys.